Hello. Okay, you guys, let's talk breathing and labor. If you've been around long enough, y'all already know I could nerd out on breathing all day long. Okay, it's truly one of the simplest things that we can do, but yet one of the most powerful tools that we have during labor and honestly during life. And here's the best part. Breathing is already in you, you guys. You've got the power, the control, and the rhythm. We just need to be intentional with it, okay? So let's talk about a really important concept leading up to pushing and just moving through labor in general that I think is very important to discuss. Let's be real. So many of us were taught to be afraid of birth, right? Movies, stories, past experiences, or past traumas. They paint birth as this scary, screaming, pain-filled thing. But that fear, it creates tension, and tension creates pain. So it's not just mind over matter, it's really physiological. When we're scared, adrenaline kicks in, our muscles tense up, our bodies go into survival mode, and that makes things essentially hurt more. Then that pain creates more fear, which creates more tension, which creates more fear, which creates more pain, and so on and so forth. See what I mean? It's a vicious cycle, right? So we've got to break that cycle, and one of the easiest ways to do it is through our breath. I want to talk about another important concept leading through this as well, or walking through labor, which is if you've been around here long enough, you know that I'm big on mindset. And when we take fear out, we honestly need to replace it with something. Otherwise, our brain will just go into like this mindset of don't fear, don't fear, don't fear. So we're essentially thinking about fear, and our brain says, oh, I can do that. So instead of saying just don't be afraid or don't fear, let's replace it with being grateful. Grateful that your baby is coming soon. Grateful for your spouse beside you. Grateful for the nurse or midwife who's holding your hand that you're grateful for, who is there beside you. Grateful for the strength in your body to do the work that you've put in and make it to this amazing experience. Gratitude can erase fear. It's like shining light into the darkness, and you literally can't hold both at once. And then when those big waves start rolling in, don't run from them. Embrace them. Surrender to them. Surrender in them. Say to yourself that these sensations, these contractions, these waves, whatever term that you want to use, they are bringing you closer to meeting your baby. Or this intensity that's coming means that my body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. That mindset shift, it can change everything, you guys. Now, let's get into the good stuff, the nitty-gritty, how to breathe during labor. Oftentimes, many people breathe up and into their shoulders instead of down and into their diaphragm. They get stuck in that paradoxical, shallow breathing pattern, okay? We want and we need to breathe in a 360 manner. So our ribs, our back, our belly, all of it expands. That's the kind of breath that helps your body to open, helps it to soften, and helps baby to move down, okay? I have literally felt this, and it's so true that you can feel your baby move down while you breathe, okay? So let's practice this really quick. One simple way, without any tools or equipment, you can just place a hand on your rib cage and a hand on your belly. You can do this seated, you can do it lying down, you can do it side lying. Pick a position that feels comfortable for you, okay? In this position, I want you to think about giving a good full exhale. You cannot breathe well and get good inhales if you're already stuck in inhalation, okay? So we need to get all the breath out, okay? Full exhale. Then from here, when you inhale, I want you to think about inhaling into this hand that's on your rib cage, as well as into the hand that's on your belly. First the ribs, then the belly. So inhale. Full exhale. Think about emptying the tank from bottom to top. So inhale. This might take some time if you've been stuck in like a shallow breathing pattern, but we want to feel these ribs expand, back expand, and belly expand. If you're like, I don't know if I'm fully connecting to that, here's another thing that you can do. Grab a taunt band or a belt. You can even use a belt. Wrap it around your rib cage. We're going to pull it. I love this drill. I want you to watch this band, okay? I'm going to pull taunt so I can feel it. I have that feedback. I'm going to exhale fully. From here, I'm going to inhale. Watch how much expansion that I get around my rib cage. Inhale. Inhale. Emptying from bottom to top. Inhale. Do you see this? I'm going to kind of tip forward so you can see how much this band is moving. Inhale. Do you see that? It is moving because that my inhale is forcing those ribs to expand outward, right? Which is helping that breath to flow down. If we get stuck, watch, if I don't give a full exhale, I inhale, I barely exhale, I get stuck in that breathing pattern, which is often the case for many women in labor, then our breath becomes not effective for us, okay? It's not efficient, nor is it effective for helping the process of labor. So we want to make sure we're getting those good inhales to expand the system, full exhales, so that way our inhales are efficient and effective, okay? And I'm going to get more into the exhales here in just a minute when it comes to the push phase. So this is really just practicing that 360 breath, okay? And as you breathe in, feel it stretch all the way around. As you exhale, everything gently compresses back in. Remember, I say this in so many of my programs. Inhale equals expansion. Exhale equals compression, okay? That is your system syncing up. Your diaphragm, your core, and your pelvic floor working together, and that's what we need. Let's talk about another concept really quick, which is sending your breath down. This is one of my favorite things to teach. When you are in labor, you want to send your breath down into your pelvic floor, into your vagina, your butthole, your pee hole, all of your holes. Yes, breathe into your butt, okay? If you haven't heard me use that term before, I say it all the time. Breathe into all of your holes. That's what helps keep tension out of the pelvic floor so your uterus can do its job. We want and we need the pelvic floor to get out of the way so baby can move down easily. So every time you feel intensity, I want you to send your breath right to where you feel that intensity. That's your cue. Tension is just your body saying, hey, breathe here. So if you feel tension in your low back, if you're feeling tension down into the pelvic floor, if you're feeling tension in certain areas of the body, send your breath there and surrender to it. Allow the tension to let go. Don't try to grip and hold more tension to fight it, okay? This is the one, it's very interesting because birth is completely opposite of the way that we live life, kind of in a sense, right? So if you feel like someone's about to hit you or you're about to experience pain, you tense, you grip, you guard, right? Birth is the complete opposite. You surrender to it and you allow it to come, because allowing that intensity and allowing it to come and surrendering to it is actually going to make the intensity not feel so great, okay? It's going to ease it. You're going to breathe through it, and it's going to make that intensity feel a bit easier. Now let's talk about sounds really quick, okay? If you need to make noise, let's make it low and deep. Think moans, sighs, even that fogging up a mirror type of sound like or okay? These deep belly sounds actually help your body open. High-pitched sounds, they can create tension. I personally was more of just like an audible breather during labor. Lots of low, steady exhales that help me to stay focused. You might be different, and that's okay. You follow your body and your body's lead. And here's the coolest thing, you guys. Moaning or humming actually can relax your jaw. Your jaw and your pelvic floor are directly connected. So when your jaw relaxes, so does your pelvic floor, okay? Pretty cool thing. All right, let's talk about when it is time to push. You guys, this part fires me up because I've also lived it. When I had my first son, I had a OB whom I had never met before come in to deliver him. Of course, my OB went on vacation the day I went into labor. He tried to force an epidural on me. First off, I told him to just leave me alone. Next time I see him, he comes in the room when I'm ready to push Wade out. And the first thing he says was first thing he said was trying to prove me wrong because I ended up delivering without an epidural, which was annoying, first off. But second, he tells me to hold my breath and push. And I remember starting to push while holding my breath. And I remember thinking in my brain, Anna, this goes against everything that you know. This goes against what your body is telling you to do. So I remember I just stopped and I was like, this contraction or this push is wasted push. I'm not even going to finish it out. I tuned everybody else out and I just did what I knew my body was needing. I took a good inhale, helped breathe him down even more. Then as I exhaled, I gave that good audible exhale, and there he came. I want to make this very clear. You do not have to purple push. You don't have to hold your breath to push. I want y'all to think about using your exhales because it is your power. Your exhale, remember, equals compression. So as you breathe out, your ribs and your abs compress back in, which helps your uterus push baby down. It's a freaking beautiful process when you work with your body instead of against it. Another quick tip when it comes to pushing. You do not have to push just because you're 10 centimeters dilated. If you haven't had an epidural, you're going to feel that uncontrollable, powerful urge to push when your body is truly ready. It's that reflex, the Jefferson reflex that kicks in, and it's like there is no stopping baby from coming. When you wait for that natural urge, you're working with your body, not against it. You'll conserve energy, protect your tissues, and let your body do what it was designed to do. Many of you have also heard of the fetal ejection reflex. This is where you don't have to do anything and your uterus literally pushes your baby out for you, okay? But now listen, if you've had an epidural, that's a little bit of a different story. You're going to rely more on your care team for timing and cueing since sensation is reduced. But if you haven't had one, trust your body. Hold off till that I can't not push feeling hits, because that's your body doing its thing in a very, very beautiful way. Remember, birth isn't about forcing. It's about flowing with your body. All right, let's talk about a couple of ways that we can practice this connection. Number one is just sitting in cool water. Sometimes we tense up while sitting in cool water and it can feel uncomfortable at first, but focus on your breath moving down, expanding your ribs, your belly, and then sighing out that tension. Another way that you can practice this during sex. Okay, let's go there. We're going to talk about it. When things feel intense during sex, instead of clenching or gripping or retreating, right, and kind of being on guard, breathe. Send that breath right where you feel the intensity. Your body, your vagina, your cervix, I want you to breathe right there. That connection, it's the same that you'll use during labor. I know I had to practice this myself after dealing with pelvic floor tension and trauma after loss. I used to grip really hard during sex without realizing it, and it totally made orgasms harder too to reach because I was already holding too much tension. So learning to relax and breathe through it, it kind of changed everything, both in intimacy and during birth prep. If you really want to learn how to breathe like this, not just talk about it, but being really intentional, come join me inside my Move Like a Mother Challenge. In there, we go through intentional movements and positions that help your body access internal and external rotation, and we practice how to breathe within those positions. Because here's the deal, y'all. If your body hasn't experienced those positions before labor, or if your brain and body aren't connecting on why you're doing them, it can feel a little bit foreign or disconnected when you actually need it the most. But when you've practiced these movements, when your body knows how to get there and how to breathe there and how to stay open, it's a very powerful thing. Inside my Move Like a Mother Challenge, we are going to be doing all of that. There's strength work, pelvic floor routines, deep core training, breathing, alignment, pressure management, all the ins and outs of those. And if you want to go even deeper, my Move Like a Mother membership has it all, including my birth prep program, where we dive into these exact concepts and positions to help your body feel confident and prepared for labor and delivery. Mamas, I want you to remember this. Your body knows what to do. You were made for this. So breathe, be grateful, find that gratefulness, embrace every sensation, lean into it, don't fight it, surrender to it, move, you can dance if you want to, but let your body do what it was designed to do. I want y'all to remember this. Labor isn't something to just survive. It's something to experience. It's not something that happens to us. We are living it. It is us, okay? And your breath and the Lord is what carries you through it all.